What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is meribahMUA. Before I start the video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, you can follow me on social media at meribahMUA on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So today I just wanted to come on my channel and talk about some of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. I get a lot of questions from friends of, what palettes they should buy, or what's a good neutral palette, or what are my favorite palettes. And there's so much stuff coming out all the time for makeup, so I just wanted to talk to you guys about my favorite eyeshadow palettes of the past few years that I always go to, or that I went to a lot until I got the next best palette. So I kind of have them set up on my desk here by palettes that I bought to the palettes that I'm currently using. So I would say this is probably from year 2015 to 2017. A lot of the palettes I'm going to talk about are still for sale, so that's awesome too. And if it is a limited edition, I apologize in advance that you didn't get it. But there's so many colors that are similar that you can use. So let's get started. So first palette that I initially bought when I started getting into actual eyeshadow palettes instead of individual shadows is the Tartelette Amazon Clay Matte palette. And I believe there is the blue one that has the pink cover, and that one is supposed to be even better than this one because it has some shimmer shades. But the reason why I bought this one is because it had all matte shades, and I just really enjoyed this palette. I really liked these like beige and brown shades. It was something I really got into, and you can do a smoky eye in this as well. So, and then you have your lighter highlighting shades. So this palette to me was such a good staple to start working on, and I found myself using these colors a lot for work when I was getting ready in the morning. It was just something really quick to grab that looked very natural and like work appropriate. So it was nothing that was like too dramatic. But yeah, so this is the Tartelette palette by Tarte. So the next palette is the KYLIE Kyshadow palette. When this palette came out, this was like the first palette that she released. This is the bronze palette. And I remember when this first was about to release, and like everybody was going insane trying to get this. And I knew I needed this palette, not necessarily because of the hype, but these are totally my shades. When you are a natural redhead and you have fair skin, these browns and orange shades are just so freaking beautiful. And I just thought this was such a good palette to have for traveling too. This was the only palette that I took with me to Italy, and we also went to France and Spain, and I literally was able to use this every day, and my makeup looked so natural and beautiful from day to night. I mean, when you have these two darker shades in here, you can literally do your day makeup with these lighter, and then at night you can just buff in some black or dark brown to take your look to night without, having to spend the whole night doing your makeup all over again. So I loved this for traveling. And I got it the second time it released, and now it is fully stocked on her website. I don't think this is ever going to go away. This was like her first eyeshadow palette, and honestly I think this was the best one. I haven't tried the burgundy palette. I really want to. However, I have all those shades already, so it's an absolute waste of money for me. That would just be something to collect. It wouldn't really benefit me. The next palette that I love is the LORAC Unzipped palette. I think that this eyeshadow palette doesn't get enough love. I don't think people talk about it enough, and I don't know why, because look at all these beautiful mauve shades. Like, if you love like light purples or mauve shades, like this palette is just so beautiful, and you can create so many different beautiful looks in it. This shade is more brown. I don't know if that's picking up on camera as brown, but then you have like these shimmers and mattes, and you can see I go into this one a lot. but these are just beautiful shades, and LORAC makes really good eyeshadow. So if you have seen this palette and you're not sure but you love these shades but you haven't heard anybody talk about it, I'm telling you, this is a really good palette. So go get it. You can get this at Ulta too. I don't think this is gonna go anywhere. I think they're gonna keep this in stock for a while. And yeah, I love this palette. Next, I want to talk about the Carli Bybel. Let's see, what is this? 14 color eyeshadow and highlight palette. Carli Bybel Beach Cosmetics palette. I don't know why I was spacing what it was called. But when I first started watching YouTube makeup tutorials, as many of you, I'm sure you all watch Carli Bybel, and I really feel like she's a genuine YouTube makeup enthusiast. I think she's very unique in that she's honest and genuine, and she doesn't really push too many product codes. And when she came out with her own palette, I was just like, hell yeah, girl, like women supporting women, and I wanted to support her and buy this palette. And I was really happy because these shades, these highlight shades are amazing. Obviously you can see I put pan in this. This is one of my favorite highlighters. And then all these shimmer shadows and mattes are just so beautiful. So you can kind of see the same trend with shadows that I like. I really like tan neutral shades, and I also like purple mauve shades. I just think having fair skin and red hair, it's something that translates really well on me versus like blue or bright green eyeshadow or hot pink. I think those colors work really well for women who have blonde hair. However, these neutral shades, they just complement fair skin so well. So I loved this palette. Her formula is so good. This shade is too dark for me, but you can use these darker highlight shades as a eyeshadow too. And these are so pigmented, and I mean, you can see there's some fallout, but that's just like how pigmented they are. So I'll just show you that highlight is just so beautiful. That's one swipe. Let me go ahead and highlight here. Guys, these are just like, look at that. That was just a little bit of eyeshadow. It's just so pretty. And yeah, and you get this little mirror in there too, so that's cool. Anything that comes with a mirror in an eyeshadow palette is definitely cool, because then you're getting more for your money's worth. She also has the deluxe version. I bought that too. Again, I will always support Carli Bybel and her success. I think that she's just an honest, hard-working girl, and I really support her, what she stands for, and everything she does for charity. So I'm always gonna put coin in her pocket because she's doing great things with it. So next, if I didn't talk about this one, like, it would be stupid, because this is one of the most popular, wonderful makeup palettes ever. And when I tell some girlfriends about it and they're like, oh, I've never heard of that, I'm just like, okay. And then I have to reevaluate our friendship, and it's just fucking awful. I'm just kidding. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. And believe it or not, my palette is not that dirty. I hear so many people bitching about this being like a velvet, and they're always like, yeah, this gets so dirty and I like can't even, because it's just like so dirty. So like, if you like this palette, it's great, but it gets really dirty. I'm sorry, but you're just being a fucking slob. I've had this for years. Like, I bought it when it first came out. I have one mark on it, and I've traveled with it. So here are the shades, and also it comes with a mirror. Look, I haven't even taken this off. I really don't like sit there and do my makeup too much and stuff like this, because as you can tell, I have hands of a 5-year-old, so it's hard for me to hold things this large. But these shades are so freaking beautiful. So this is kind of like why I didn't buy the KYLIE Cosmetics Burgundy palette, because these purple shades in here, all these pink shades, those are already in this palette. So if I buy the burgundy palette, then I'm just buying this palette again with a different formula. But if you've ever used Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow, like, you know it is super pigmented and the shimmer colors are just like cream and they just blend out so beautiful. So this is one of my favorites. I love this orange color, Real Gar, and then also burnt orange, raw sienna, golden orchard, primavera, and vermeer. I think those are like my tops. I need to get more into these pinky shades, but again, it's kind of hard for me to go super pink, but I can definitely use these in the fall and build up a beautiful burgundy eye. I do have the Subculture palette also, and I do like that palette a lot, as all of you know. Controversial palette. It had a lot of fallout. People were having a problem blending with it. Like the Subculture palette, like, regardless of what people say, this palette has a lot of fallout. You do have to just kind of like slightly tap, apply. If you go in and you are like buffing your brush or whatever you use, you're gonna get a fuck ton of fallout. That's just like how these shadows are made. They are made to be pigmented, so they have more fallout, so you can pick up more product. So just lightly tap and apply. Next, with Anastasia Beverly Hills, I'm really sorry because this was a limited edition palette, so many of you might not have gotten this, but this is the Master Palette by Mario. This palette is stunning. I don't even have to say much. So same thing with the Anastasia shadows. They're going to be really pigmented. There are some similar shades in the Renaissance to this one, but this palette was a hit because this is Kim Kardashian's makeup artist. I don't care who you are, you can talk shit about Kim. Everybody wants to look and feel like Kim because she's worth $1 million, $1 billion, trillions, one day probably. But yeah, so he came out with this palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's just got so many beautiful matte shades. And I really like this green shade, this green and blue shade. Like, these two I have used together and created this beautiful, sorry. So these two shades I have used together, and I have created a really beautiful smoky eye that almost looks like intergalactic because it has like blue and green reflex in it, and it's just so beautiful. So yeah, these are super pigmented as well. This shade, Fifth Avenue, you can see I've hit pan on it. It is such a good shade for like in the corner or to do like a cut crease. And that's something I like about a lot of these light shimmers that Anastasia Beverly Hills comes out with. You can do beautiful cut creases with them. And then she always like gives you a brush. I don't think I've ever used this brush, but the brushes are all very soft. And yeah, another one that I loved. All right, so we're almost done. I'm sure you've seen a lot of these videos of people talking about their favorite palettes. And here we are with the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. It's funny, I always show it this way, but this is actually the front. Yeah, so a lot of people were complaining about this palette being white, and I, again, am just so good at storing my makeup that my palette is not dirty yet. There's a little bit up here from when things are on my desk, but I am an avid cleaner of wiping my stuff down after I've done my makeup or filmed a tutorial. Anyways, so people bitched about the packaging with this, and because it's white, and like, why isn't it the standard black? And it's like, well, duh, because it's like not supposed to be your standard. So it came with this little card in there for the shade. Some people didn't get their card, so they're pissed about that. And then inside you have all these beautiful shades. You guys, you can create any look with these, but what I want to talk about with this palette being Morphe is the fact that it's not shit, okay? I have like the 350, 35, or 350O and like 350R, whatever the fuck it's called, and I barely use them. Like, I bought them because I bought into the hype and I listened to Nikki tutorials, and I was really disappointed. I mean, I'm glad I have them for like if I do freelancing or whatever, but like, I'm good. But what I like about this one, and I knew it was gonna be good because Jaclyn Hill is a makeup artist, so she knows like how shadows are supposed to be made. These are just so pigmented, and these shimmery shades are super freaking shimmery. So you can see they're just so pigmented. Let's see, like amazing. And the matte shades too, let me pop this back up. The matte shades are really pigmented. I have been loving this red orangey shade and like this dark one. This palette is great for all year round. You can literally use this all year round. You have these light shades for like cool summer tones, you have the warm tones for fall, and then you can of course do the famous smoky eye. The possibilities are endless. Ladies, if you don't want to have a ton of makeup, I understand. Buy this one palette and you're gonna be golden. Like it's just that good. It's that diverse. The eyeshadows are good. They're pigmented. So definitely fucks with that one. So lastly, for my birthday, I went to Ulta and bought myself the Naked Heat because I had some coupons and I was like, I love me some warm tones. Like that palette's made for me. The packaging on this Naked is so beautiful. I have all the Nakeds except for the smoky because I just have too many smoky eye colors. But I was so glad I bought this one because I have all these warm tones too, you guys, but there's just something about this palette. It's just so easy. And so you get a lot of mattes and then you get a few shimmer shades, and you can just create so many beautiful warm tone looks with this palette, or you can create just like a natural eyeshadow for every day. And the thing about these Urban Decay shadows, they blend together like gold. Like they just blend so beautiful. There's never any like rough edges or any issues with the shadows like not like matching together. Like you could take this shade and it's gonna blend well, and you could take, you know, this red shade with this, and it just, they all blend very seamlessly, easy. I really recommend this palette for anybody who is newer to makeup, wants dramatic eye looks, but is not comfortable with more challenging technique as far as blending, because this just makes your makeup go on so easy. It's just super freaking easy. Like if you haven't tried this, just go to the store and swatch it, or take a brush at the store and like try and build color on your hand just to test it out. I was so shocked. I literally thought this was just such a flop. I was like, oh, who cares, like Naked, like whatever, they always do this, they always come on with the Naked palettes. No, I was wrong. And I think a lot of other beauty gurus, YouTubers out there are saying the same thing. They stand corrected. It's a good palette, and I could even use this today with, you know, for an eye look, like to match this lip color. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful for fall. It's beautiful for spring. I definitely test that one out. Yeah, so those are my top palettes. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about makeup that I don't like. Besides the Morphe eyeshadow, but I did like the Morphe Jaclyn Hill. I really just try and stay away from you know, being negative in that sense, but if you guys want me to talk about it, like let me know, and I can tell you palettes that I don't like, or I can do an anti-haul of things I will not be buying, and tell you what I'm not interested in if you value that opinion. But anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know what your favorite palettes are, and let me know if you share the same interests. I'm very active in my comments, so hit me up. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on social media, meribahMUA, on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and Facebook. I hope you guys have a beautiful day wherever you are.